Hi guys, hi, this is Marthe with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Yay, hello. I just sat in meditation this morning, and it's still the morning, and I really had the strong feeling because something was brought to my attention during meditation. It regarded the ancestral female line and narcissism. Now, I'm not saying that men can't be narcissists. There are plenty out there. This particular topic, however, was brought to my attention, and I really felt strongly encouraged to do a collective reading on this for us to get more clarity. So there you go. That's that. That's not going to be an extended. The extended is included in this. I want to read to you because they already brought out 3 guardian angel cards, and I'm going to post like the shuffling over on Instagram, like what came out, so you can see. If you would like to follow us over on Instagram at Universal Power Tarot, right? Obviously. All right, you have conflict. Conflict as your first card out. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love, not what you think you should. All right, this is the first card out. It's a general reading. I know it's a collective reading. However, it may not resonate for everyone, right? But I just want to bring the messages through. So important. It's not gender specific, nor is it time specific. It definitely isn't. Whenever this reaches you, it's yours at that time, right? Okay, let's hop in, guys. And those messages are designed for those that seek personal and or spiritual growth, okay? What do you have for us, Spirit? Starting with the question, what do we need to know regarding the healing of the ancestral female line? Thank you so much. Let me have a look. Oh, wow. Which reading did we have this in? We have the King of Arrows with the Kingfisher. I think it must have been Gemini or Taurus where the water was rising. It's that same exact card. You know how water is our subconscious, our emotions, everything that's hidden. Immediately getting the iceberg model, if you've heard of that, where 80% are underwater that we don't see and don't perceive at all, and 20% are above water. And we're working with that kind of an image right here, where there's so much that we don't see and so much that we're controlled by. This is why our emotions are so important, because they're messengers for us. So they can guide us, because we have no way of seeing those 80% of the iceberg that are underwater, right? We only work with the 20%, and of those, I doubt that we see those 20%. I truly do, because there's so much more going on that we just don't perceive per se, because the information that are coming in just would be so overwhelming, right? There's so many things that trigger us every day, all throughout the day. There's so much. So there's also a sense of finding a quiet space and the necessity to find a quiet space. In this card, however, the water is not really rising, because you just acknowledged that through me saying it, right? So you acknowledge that, and with that, the water becomes a lot more calm and is rather a reflection, like a mirror of your beautiful self here. And you're just flying above it. You don't necessarily have to touch deep at this point, is what I feel. You don't have to dive in all the way. It's enough if you observe your reflection on the water, again, because we're talking about the ancestral female line. So it's not really your feelings that you may observe at this time. It's not really something that you per se did to another, but the female line operates, when we're talking about narcissism in particular right now, which we are. And I'm talking the bad kind, right? I'm really talking, I'm not just, because narcissism seemed to have become a thing where we're just throwing that word around like it's nothing, right? And like, oh, this person was so narcissistic. I'm not talking about that. If someone was like a little on the egotistical side, I'm not talking about that. I'm really talking about the mental problem here, about seriously trying to take revenge on someone else who is less able to protect themselves. That's what I'm talking about here, right? And really letting out that rage or revenge kind of a feeling on a child, let's say, when we're talking about ancestral female, from the mother passed down to the child because they themselves were in that same exact position as the child is now. We're talking about yourself. When they were little, right? And this is like a continuum if we don't break the cycle and really set the intention of this stops with me. It stops with me. I'm not passing this on to my child. And this is such an important message, I feel. Very, very important message. All right, sweethearts. What else do you have for us, please? Thank you so much. 2. Oh wow, yeah, that came out during the Gemini reading, the pole star with the number 17 breaking down to an 8, which is highly successful. You were on that path for such a long time, my friends, for such a long time, and you've learned to become your own light and your own guidance system, because you had to. Like, even during childhood, there was no one really to guide you and to show you the way here. And so you had to develop tactics where this is survival mode, right? Really going into that deep forest, which is the world, representative of the world right now to me, right? So not right now, but in this card right now in this reading, which is the world. And just and that can be scary, right? Really scary, especially if we go in at night. You know something's guiding you, something's calling you, like the higher forces were with you all the time. Yet maybe they could not necessarily reach out to you or reach you that much as a child. That is changing now, or that has changed as you were walking that path. But as a child, I'm getting a lot of loneliness, and of course with that like suppressed feelings that yearn to be expressed. Talking about the iceberg model, right? Things are coming up for you here, my friends. And this can be a really tough process, but one that is very rewarding, especially if you're not passing that on to other people or your children per se, who really have, I mean, they're not the ones that did anything to us, right? And yet, if you're really like in that narcissistic patterns, you have no way of seeing that. You don't. As far as I'm informed, some know they're narcissistic and they're narcissists. They full on know it. I don't know how exactly this works. I have no way of looking into a narcissist's mind system and what's going on there. I'm just really informed in this area. Yeah. So yeah, walking through there by yourself, being your own light. Yeah, for a long time. Oh man. Oh, I was wondering when that one would come out. You have the wheel with the number 10, which is a new cycle is starting here. And during this process, in order for this new cycle to start, you see how gorgeously that is actually done already, right? So you weaved this t-shirt here. You weaved it already. You've set up camp in that forest somewhere where you thought was a really nice place to set up camp, and you really made a home is what I'm hearing. You really made a home. You gained a lot of wisdom about this. I'm sure you are aware. If you are drawn to this reading, you are aware that there is narcissism going on in your ancestral female line. And again, you may also have been drawn if your father was a narcissist. It depends, but we're strongly talking about the female line here. So, setting up camp, and you keep working and jumping between what you don't see and what you see with the moon and the sun. You constantly kept working on yourself and bringing what was hidden in the dark to the light. Constant insights is what I'm getting here, because you've worked super, super hard on this to finally be able to produce this here, right? You're like, oh, finally it's done. Oh my goodness, it took such a long time for me to realize, for me to from surviving to thriving. That's a thing here. If you're interested, Richard Grannon has amazing topics about that, and so does Christina Lopes. You'll find Do you find mine in the playlists? I'm not entirely sure, but you can look them up on YouTube. They have amazing content for you to look into. And who else? Pete Walker, the book by Pete Walker, From Surviving to Thriving. I really, really recommend that as well, because we're often triggered, especially if we're empaths, into dissociation, and there's a lot of that going on too. There's a lot that's being healed right now, but again, you became really, really resourceful, and this circle is about to be done, and I feel you're stepping into something entirely different with this. It's like, okay, it's almost like I'm getting the feeling you're about to leave camp, because it was just like, this was just for a period of time that you stayed there, but you know that there's more out there for you. This was like survival, right? And then you moved on. Oh wow, yes, exactly. Ace of Bows, the spark of life, exactly that. And that is moving on. Something sparked you right now, and you're just like me in meditation, right? You're being sparked to do something, and you followed that spark. You know that it's time to move on and away from this and out of this, and really to thriving, to no longer be in that setting at all, to no longer be in the forest at all anymore, but to really leave that past behind and move on into something entirely different. See, there's no forest back there. Something was really sparked, and this is indeed a new beginning here, a new beginning. Yeah, and this card also again talks about travel. So yeah, that's it. Being sparked and then just going. It's almost like it's go time. It's go time. All right. Yeah. Now they want me to read the inner child card to you that came out in the pre-shuffle. Nurture your inner child and begin to express the awesome beauty you hold within you. We live in a world where a formula exists for everything, yet love and creativity have no formula. They do not need to be studied, simply nurtured. Yeah. Regularly set aside some time to just play. Now that card really enraged me personally when I first received it, because I was like, I don't know how to play. Like, I have no idea. And you can ask for help and assistance for that to come through. I now know how to play, or I'm getting into the rhythm of really doing that, because it's very, very important. That in itself is very, very healing, okay? Especially if you have to function for so long and being in that survival mode for so long, then it's super important to really, because you make that a habit, right? You find something you like and you do that, and you set aside some time. And for most of us that have been through this, it's a process in finding out what we like, because we had to tend to the needs of the other person so much. This is the fawning process, right? I really recommend Stacey Hoch is another one. Stacey Hoch, Hoch. She also has a YouTube channel. There may be a lot of information in this for you. So constantly trying to please that one person, being made responsible for the feelings of the other person, and thus really making yourself so small and almost to the point of disappearing. And they in turn disappeared as well, this person that did this to you, right? They in turn disappeared as well as a child. And this is why it's so important to get in contact with our inner children and really nurture them, protect them, and play with them. If you do have children, I really recommend that you allow your inner child to come out and play with your child, right? Do the stuff that your child does. It's very, very healing. Okay. What else? Thank you. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, you have surrender with the number 26. There's a lot of support. Do you see this? That's like when before they couldn't reach you, they can reach you now. There's a woman or a man, I think it's a woman, in monk's clothing. So it's like you found your space, you found your connection with the higher realms. And now they're here. They're really here to assist you. And the connotation is allow yourself to be protected. Allow yourself to be healed. Allow for this love and light to flow through you. because we are here to assist you on this journey. It is very important that you went through this, because it is part of your journey and part of the mission that you came here on earth to do. There is a lot more to the story that you're not currently aware of, but you will be as time comes. Follow your compass, follow your inner guidance system, tap into the higher wisdom that is coming through to you. Be aware of our guidance and allow yourself to surrender to this beautiful process. All right. Haven't even had breakfast. And then this channeling's coming through. All right. But this is very important, right? They're really here. It's like super communicative. Super communicative, that process. It's the first time that I'm actually seeing a face in that cloud here. Someone who's really, really ancient and really aware and wise and full of a lot of light is communicating with you, whoever that is to you, right? And you being at peace here in that situation. By the way, we have another 8. We have a lot of 8s, with the 26 breaking down to an 8. We have a lot of 8. The pole star, you have 3 major arcanas already out of 5 cards. So there's a lot going on again. And I feel there's a topic that is really drawing itself through the readings. Yeah. Really surrender to the process if you can. Set the intention to do so. I am surrendering to this process, and so it is. Thank you, and so it is. Right? If you just do that and then you watch it unfold, because there's a lot of setting the intention and not worrying so much about where it is that you're actually going. Spirit, you don't have to pack lunch, because Spirit's going to pack lunch for you. It's that kind of a thing. For your travels, Spirit has got you. And there's some learning experience in that too, because especially if you've been betrayed like this, and if you've been treated really poorly during childhood or any other time in your life, then it's just like you may have lost trust in other people, right? Or and you may feel really betrayed by the world. And this is in itself another lesson to learn here, because you're supposed to trust Spirit all of a sudden, right? And you're like, how am I supposed to do that? I can't see you. Maybe I can hear your messages. Maybe I can feel like intuitive nudges to do this and that. I recommend you follow those nudges, right? As long as you're not hurting anyone, right? But if it's Spirit, it's not going to happen like this. So it's they got you, and it's that really give yourself into their hands. It's like that. You can safely relax here. They really have you. They really have you on in this next chapter here. What else? Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. You have hunger with the wolf moon and the number 29, breaking down to 11, breaking down to a 2, which can also be about decision making, but also about stability and the divine feminine, divine masculine here, right? That balance, that internal balance. But this particular card is also about which wolf are you feeding? And that's very much tying into that lineage, right? Which wolf did they decide? I'm not entirely sure if that's a conscious decision. But which wolf do you decide to feed? Are you giving into revenge and hatred and that sort of feelings, or are you deciding to feed the other wolf of I'm not walking that path. I'm deciding for myself, for my own gorgeous life, to thrive, to stand in my full power and come out of my shell once again, the way I've been as a child. And that is a process, and it's tough, and going through all those emotions again that you couldn't feel as a child is quite the process, but it's really worth it because your life is going to be so much more free, like on the other end of it. And it looks like it looks like you're on the brink of starting this journey here, right? Yeah. For others, you may have been on this path again a while, and then there's the next chapter there's coming. It really, because it's so general and so collective, there's a lot of people watching this. So yeah, a lot of different life paths, right? Howling at the moon, really like screaming out your pain, letting out your pain, crying, like really allow all of the emotions that want to come up to rise up and acknowledge them. They are valid. Your perception of things is valid, all right? It's valid. You need to know this. You need to know that your view of the world is valid, all right? Because that's often taken from us and really screwed up. All right. People pleasing, codependencies, all that really fun stuff, right? That later in life is really holding us back and hindering us, and also hindering us from stepping into our full abundance here and from claiming that for ourselves, because that's our birthright, all right? It's our birthright to feel that love, to feel the abundance in our lives. Thank you so much. Oh, yes. I love Mother Earth so much. She has become almost like a substitute mother. So, for Pachamama to come out in such a strong way is just so amazingly beautiful, right? So amazingly beautiful. And by the way, doing this reading takes courage for me, that's for sure. That's for sure. 40, so be courageous. 40 is the number here, the 4, and that's like the happy. The 4 always reminds me of the 4 of Wands. So Pachamama is really supporting you, and she's fiercely loving here too. Her capacity to restore and nurture and keep nurturing is so strong, right? Although humankind has done like horrific things to Mother Nature and to all the creatures inhabiting Mother Earth, she is still there and nurturing us in so many wonderful ways, and she will not decline anyone who seeks her help, right? If you place your palms and feet on the ground and ask for her help or ask her to transform energies for you, I've never gotten a no, right? Never, no, I'm busy. No. No, she's really there, and this is also about gratitude and really being grateful to Mother Earth for being there, and also working with her energies and working with the energies of the elementals to support you on this journey. There's a lot of fire, and I feel there's a lot of fiery energy right now. Of course, we're in Leo season, but there's a little bit more. I think it's about planetary constellations. To me, it's just like, that's cool information, but I'm going with what I feel, and if that checks out with planetary constellation, I'm happy about it. I'm just like, that's cool, awesome, right? But I'm not so much fixed on anything really, because I'm questioning so much. And you may be too, because there's a reason why I'm just bringing that up. All right. Like, everything's valid. Everything's valid. Yeah, trust in Mother Earth to be there to support you and to guide you through this journey. And there's a lot of love coming in with that card for you. Excuse me, please. All right. What else do you have for thank you. Yes, okay. Yeah, exactly. That's what came through in the channeling. You have the seer, see beyond your current situation. That's what the channeling was about, right? I'm immediately drawn to her, to the jewelry she wears on her head, and particularly to this one, which is the third eye. There must be something about third eye activation, because when we do this, we may be able to see the full picture, or in meditation, like I just said, we are being represented with answers, especially if you go in with a question and be like, I want to know why my feeling of anger is here. If you can't touch it, because these things may be buried really deep, right? Ancestral lineage pain is a different pain than your own. You will feel that it's not really yours when it comes up. It has a different flavor. Yeah. And of course it talks about you being highly intuitive and probably even psychic here, psychic abilities. All right, let me see. Seer. See beyond the current situation. Look beyond your current situation. Raise your vibration and focus on love. Most indigenous peoples have a seer in the family or tribe. Seers are the intelligent and intuitive beings who serve as direct channels for information on what's occurring now and what's about to unfold. Their energy isn't about predicting your future for you, but about showing you how your intentions are creating it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Not predicting your future for you, but about showing you how your intentions are creating it. That is so true. A true seer will help you see that your intentions can change. Therefore, so can your future. The message of this card is to let the clairvoyant within you rise up so that you can see the way forward yourself with your spiritual eyes. Exactly. Clairvoyance isn't just about predicting the future. It's about being able to see clearly enough to create your best future. Exactly. That spark. You are being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know you're in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so your experiences can be more enjoyable. You are moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening. So stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. Wow. Wow, and one last guardian angel card and then we'll wrap up your reading. It's titled Blessings. Love, light, blessings. Through this card, you are being showered with angelic light. Accept the blessings about to come your way and know that you deserve to be and have all your heart desires. You are being lovingly guided along a golden path, a magical journey through which you shall discover your true essence, the infinite and eternal you. Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I'm gonna post a picture, so maybe if you're looking at the cards yourself, you'll find out some information that is just for you. So I'll post them on Instagram for you to have a look at if you wish to. My friends, I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. And yeah, much love and light to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.